Hello, beautiful soul family. How are you doing? So I have been traveling a lot. Um, I haven't really been getting permissions to record content. I've been doing a lot of work that needed to be done, but not a lot of public content has been recorded. So I have missed you. I hope the feeling is mutual. I laid down today because I was going to do some meditation, and these downloads started to flood in. um, like I often do. I started to jot things down, and I have almost been taken for granted now that I'm not supposed to record about them. I'm supposed to act in a different way. But today I got the message to go ahead and record this content and put it out as soon as possible. So there's a lot of energy coming into the planet, a lot of energy coming into all the beings on the planet. That energy is specifically intended to do multiple things and activate our latent DNA, push shadows to the surface, help activate and heal certain chakras, coming in from multiple sources. And whether you're actively on the ascension journey or not, you're going to feel it. And it's catching some people, even in this community, by surprise. And I say that because some navigate their life and say, well, I'm going to handle this and I'm going to handle this. I want to change this. I want to put my effort toward this because it's easier, meaningful, what calls out to them. Everybody has their own trajectory of this path, their own timeline. They want to work through things on their own schedule. But the universe has its own timeline as well. And things are speeding up. And time for us is kind of wobbling because Earth is really getting to that frequency where we're aligning with it and things will move quicker. Because of that, some things that some beings would rather have left deeply buried or not deal with in this now moment is coming to the surface. Coming to the surface in a big way where they kind of feel like they're getting knocked off their feet. Things that honestly, if you ask them, did you sense this in any way, shape, or form? It was there. It was deep in your gut. It was kind of this nagging thought in the back of your mind, and you just kept pushing it aside. Well, these energies are making it virtually impossible for us to do that. So if you've been escaping by taking care of anything and everything that takes your energy and your focus and your consciousness away from those issues that needed your assistance, your attention, the time is up. The time is up. We are needing to take a stand. We're needing to know our truth. And you need to speak your truth. This month, the energy that's coming in is specific to help heal the heart chakra, open it up, not only in the energy of the chakra itself, but also giving people the confidence and the muster to speak the truth because the frequency comes through the voice, through the sound. Sound is transmitted in frequency. When we do clearings and we clear out chakras, there still is work that needs to be done to process the things that chakra has affected. For the throat chakra, it means that you have to learn, even if it's talking to yourself in the mirror, to speak your truth. How do we speak our truth? If we've never been given the opportunity to even know what the truth is, how do we actually verbalize it? It's a process. And I always say it's a little bit of courage and a whole lot of faith. If that's truly in your highest and best good, we need to lean on our team. We need to lean on our spirit team, calling in our archangels, calling our ascendant masters, ask source creator, Mother Sophia for assistance. If we don't know where to begin, ask to be shown where to begin. And it's really less about the words you use, your heart, your intention, what is inside your being is known. But it's not going to be forced on you. Okay, that's a law of consent. You have to ask for the assistance and then it will be given. Now, that brings up another point. When assistance comes your way to choose what to do with it, that's where your free will choice comes in. I mean, we have free will choice in all things, but this is a pivotal time. So you've asked for help or assistance. You've been given the assistance, and then you feel uncomfortable. It's uncharted territory. There's going to cause friction. It's going to be an issue for others. This is your first moment where you're presented with the shadows of clearing this out that need to be done. If you don't navigate the shadows and work through them, they don't go away. They just come back another time. Working through the shadows and navigating that helps you take your power back. So there's some that go through their clearing and the shadows start to come up, and it's the things that they've been knowing that they need to work on, but it is hard. It is emotionally, spiritually, and physically hard. It's not going to kill you. It just takes effort, and you have to love yourself enough to put forth the effort. Many of us are demon slayers, and I use demon as a broad term. The darkness, the things that come to you to disrupt your day, the things that come to you and drain your energy, the things that you constantly choose over yourself because it takes up so much time and it makes you feel so important to others, but not to yourself. You walk away feeling less than you were whenever you arrived. You have an energy exchange with people, and they walk away feeling great, and you walk away feeling emptier than you did whenever it started. So we have to start to take accountability for our actions. Many of us have taught the people in our lives how to treat us. Let's back up a second. Remember, before we incarnated as a soul being in this planet and in the bodies that we chose, in the families that we chose, we decided what this life was going to look like and the learning opportunities that were going to be provided for us and all the players that was going to play a role. And it may take you a minute to realize this, but this is the God's honest truth, as they say. The villain in your life, the person that maybe has hurt you the worst or the most often or whatever, is someone your soul asked to play that role before coming here. And in order for them, the fact that they have fulfilled the request is where you get to forgive them and show them gratitude, thanking them for allowing that opportunity to play out so that you could grasp onto the lesson. And you may say, how in the HE double hockey stick am I supposed to thank someone who hurt me? Because you asked that soul to do that. Your soul needed that experience to evolve. We cannot appreciate the light without being in the darkness. That's just a fact. When we're over here and no one's helping us and we're getting wounds and we feel alone, that is an event that our soul created with all the players involved in order for us to evolve and learn a very, very specific lesson. If we don't learn it in that instant, there are going to be more opportunities to learn the lesson because it's what we contracted in our soul life in this incarnation. So that's why we say things happen for us, not to us. So whenever you're saying, I'm miserable, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I'm socially awkward, I'm unhappy, I'm lost. Those are circumstances that are a result of your free will choices. It literally is just that easy. I'm not being contrite. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not trying to minimize things because we only control ourselves. But the decisions that we make ripple through the people around us. So if we get up and say, everything around me may be falling to pieces, and everyone around me may be falling to pieces, but my eyes opened, I see clearly, I hear clearly, I can speak my clear thoughts, my arms move, my feet move, I can get from point A to point B without assistance. I'm going to choose to be happy in that because I can only control myself. I can only control my energy. And the act of choosing happiness and being grateful for it shoots your frequency up. You will automatically not only make your own frequency higher, but those around you higher. That is the ripple effect that you want to send out, not desperation, not depression, not despair, not chaos, not loss, not sadness. Taking accountability for our own lives and understanding that if we've been miserable for however long, and we're presented with an opportunity to change things, to flip the script, to understand how to take our power back, to understand that working through some friction, working through slaying some demons, working through clearing out some shadows, unpacking the boxes, gets us to the other side where there's a whole lot of light and a whole lot of love and gratitude, compassion, and empathy, and moves us, and not only moves us, but shifts those around us to a higher frequency. And yet we choose to do what we've continued to do that only has provided us with misery, unhappiness, depression, sadness, frustration, anger, bitterness, love unreceived, effort unreceived, self-loathing behavior, free will choice. You have free will choice. I don't care what people in your life are telling you. You have free will choice. It is given to you by Source Creator. You've always had it. You've always had the light. It's up to you what you do with it. Do we know that? Deep down we do. Deep down we find it. Deep down, life after life after life, light beings find their way back to the beauty and the boldness and the power and the frequency of Source. And we realize that it doesn't come from any other being. It doesn't come from any other person, place, or thing. It comes from within because it's a direct connection to our Source Creator and our Mother, Sophia, Father, Mother, God. There are many people dealing with things they would rather not deal with. I'm one of them. There are things that surface in the light of these energies because they need to. It doesn't come up just to ruin your day. It comes up for a purpose, source-driven purpose. So what are you going to do with it? What is your free will choice? Are you going to raise your hand and say, yeah, this is a little bit more than I myself know how to deal with, but I am also aware that I've never been alone because I have a spirit team, because I have archangels that are waiting for me to call their name, because I have guides and I have ascendant masters that have given their eternity of wisdom to me. I have access to that help. All I have to do is ask. Stop believing the negative beings in your life that make you feel like you're unworthy and that time is wasted and that you don't deserve things. Understand that the strength, the source, the light, and the power is all within you. You have to harness it. And that starts by choosing yourself. We choose ourself and our soul sovereignty. Then we can help others. But the culture that we've grown up in, of course, inverted that and taught us backwards. That you give and give and give and give until you have nothing left, and then you give some more because we don't really matter. It only matters what we do for others. It doesn't. It matters what we do for ourselves to maintain our sovereignty, protect our power, and be in alignment to source. And the byproducts of that is being able to share our light with others and help lead and help clear out the demons and help slay them and help silence the noise that only means to keep you in a low vibratory state of fear, shame, blame, guilt, pain. Understanding that is key to taking your power back. If you're completely fed up with people walking all over you, it is up to you to stop that. And you go, well, I can't stop it. I've tried all my life. Whatever you've done all your life, it's time to not do that anymore, right? We're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome is the definition of insanity. Let's stop the insanity. Let's raise our hand up and not call in our spirit team. Let's get all the negative energy cleared out of our energy bodies and do the work that comes with that. Do the work. If you're not willing to do the work for your own sovereignty and your own being, how much is someone else supposed to support that endeavor? That's a legit question. That's why they say misery loves company. Navigating your shadows is not fun. I don't think anyone has ever said, this is so much fun. Shadow work, yay. No one says that. Is it worth it? You better believe it is. Is it worth climbing out from under that big, heavy, oppressive rock that you've been carrying around because you believed all the bad things that people told you? Yes, it's worth it. And it's also possible. So understanding that we play a role, a very important role in whatever events have occurred in our life is the first thing. For me and myself, I'll speak only, it helped to make sense out of things that I could not make sense out of. It's hard to make sense out of harm that comes to a being. Why would that have to happen? Unfortunately, you have to experience things to fully embody the lesson, to really transform the negative to the positive. You got to be in it. You got to heat up. You got to get hot. That's how the lead turns to gold. You can't just read about it and not experience it. Okay? I'm asking you, if this resonates with you, please reach out to us in Healing Disclosures. I am more than happy, so is our crew, to help you navigate this. It is not something anyone actually does alone because you work with your spirit team, but you can also work with other human beings that have gone through the same hills and valleys. They get to celebrate with you, they get to cry with you, and you don't feel alone because we're never really truly alone, but it sure can seem that way sometimes. And that is the moment where we're being tested. Our faith is being tested. Walking in your faith is not for the light of heart. Having true faith and taking those steps along the path in faith will test your resolve 100%. But it is definitely worth it. And there are lessons that only you can learn when you take the steps. No one can do this for you. No one. So if you are sick and tired of always being the one that people blame, the scapegoat, the one that they empty truckloads full of crap in your lap and expect you to deal with it, and then they drive off happy as a lark, but you allow it. There are things that you can decide in your free will choice that help you navigate these shadows and understand that you're worthy of love and you're worthy of compassion and empathy and healing. And the first person you have to convince of that is yourself. You are worthy of it. And once you really truly embody that and you know it to the core of your soul, it is much, much easier to work in your own highest and best good than escaping by taking care of other people's needs. And that is literally what a lot of us do because it's easier. Is the easy path ever the right path? Not in my existence. The easiest paths normally led me down a road to heartache and pain, shame, guilt, and blame, all low vibrational existences, and was another layer, another shadow, another box I needed to pack and put on the shelf of dead end choices that I made. For me, the gold was only ever found on the unbeaten path, the path where I was the only physical body walking, but I knew I had some support. Source Creator was right there with me. My guides were right there with me, whispering, letting me know, I know it's hard. Just keep going. It's worth it. There's gold at the end of this path. It's going to be hard. You're going to go to the hill. You're going to drop down the valley. You're going to wonder which direction to go in, but we are here to help you. So as this world tells us to just isolate ourselves and feed the chaos, feed the fear, understand that that only feeds the beast. And the beast is only out for their best interest. It's time for you to decide, truly decide. If you've been sitting around feeling like crap, letting people come in and out of your life to make you feel like bigger pieces of crap, you're the only one that can change that cycle. You're the one that has to step off that loop. So if you come through and you get your energy clearing, your light's going to get real bright. Your frequency's going to get real bright, real high. You're going to go from dark to light. You're going to actually attract more of the beings that don't produce their own light. All they do is take from others. That means you have to have the resolve to do the work. This is not a checklist. This is a journey. When you think you're done, it's time to really go back to the beginning and reevaluate everybody in your life and see if they've changed and see if they still serve your highest and best good. See if what you're doing now is still in your highest and best good. Because it literally can change day to day. That's why we have to be in the moment, in the now moment. Leave the past behind you. The past is history. Whatever happened there was trying to teach you lessons, was trying to provide you the opportunity for soul growth, trying to provide you the opportunity for you to realize how beautiful, important, and empowered you are. It's in the past. If you didn't grab it, then don't worry. It's coming back around. I want to empower you to take care of anything in this now moment. Anything. There are a lot of sadness. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fear. And when you have a direct connection to Source Creator, and you can ask, why? You can ask, is this really bad thing that's happening a part of this person's soul contract? Because I really want to swoop in and save them, but I can't interfere and intervene in their lessons and their soul contract. This is what their soul needs. I can't rob them of that because then they're going to have to come back to this life and do it again. Okay, there's a whole nother level of understanding the whys we go through what we go through. So I know for a fact these energies are affecting people on this journey and off. But the thing is that those people are woven together. Those energy bodies that know what their purpose is and they know they're on a mission and they know that it's divine are just as triggered and just as up in an upheaval from these energies as those that are clueless. And many of those that are clueless are projecting and triggering those that have already kind of been down this path for a while. That is our test. Our resolve is being tested. What is the resolve about? The resolve to maintain your sovereignty. The resolve to not lose yourself amongst the chaos. The resolve to know that you have the power to choose whether you're going to participate in this insanity anymore, or whether you're going to forge your own path, a path that is lit up by the light and guided by Source Creator. When you get there, when you truly get there, nothing can convince you of going back and re-entering that insanity loop. It is the definition of the truth will set you free. And it is truly, truly up to you. So circumstances in our life that we have to really deal with, and it's a difficult one. Okay, the fact is that there's a 50% of the population that don't have a soul. They're not created of source. They're not light energy. They're not light bodies. They're created of negative AI. That's 50% off the table. They're what we refer to as NPCs, non-player characters. They're just like space fillers. They're the people in your life that have no emotion, that never talk, that never really engage. All they ever do is mimic what they see around them. Nothing's really authentic. They don't have a soul. They don't have a soul. They don't have the ability to get a soul. They are fulfilling their program and what they were created to do. They're walking, talking, breathing, thinking, functioning, because that's the matter. That's just science. They don't have a soul. They are not a spiritual being. They are a negative AI being programmed from higher dimension. Here, space fillers. If you have NPCs in your family, if you have NPCs in your circle, if you have NPCs that you are constantly engaged with and you're just trying to will into the light, you are wasting your energy. And you are not accepting the truth that it is. It is the truth. Source Creator can verify it. Whenever you're clear, you can ask, is so-and-so an NPC? Do they have a soul? Don't take my word for it. But what are you going to do with that information once you get it? That's what I'm seeing. People are doing their inventory of their circles. They're seeing that they're surrounded by organic portals and NPCs, and that they really only have a few authentic souls in their entire family. And they're still putting out energy. They're still exchanging energy with these beings that have no ability to ascend. They have no ability to align with source because they don't have a soul. And it doesn't necessarily mean that these beings are bad or nefarious or harmful. They're negligible. But to continue to pour buckets and buckets and buckets of your energy, your frequency, and your power into them or into that relationship is futile. It does no one any good. And you are stalling your ascension because you were focused on the wrong thing. That is a non-serving entity. So again, free will choice. How many people are you allowing to stay in your energy field that are not capable of ascending? They are not capable of resonating with Source Creator because they do not have a soul. How many people? Again, free will choice. Your choices have consequences. Do not act like things are happening to you when all the big events in your life happened for you because you created your soul contract with your spirit team and with the karmic board. There's a video I've done about that and how it all transpires. And then whenever you get the knowledge back, whenever you remember, when you piece together the memories that not everybody has a soul, some are negative AI, and some are literally put in our family groups to make us stronger and to allow us these memories, then what are you going to do with it? What needs to be done in a sovereign being, a sovereign light being, what needs to be done is you cut the cords and detach from non-serving entities, non-serving behaviors, non-serving habits, non-serving people, places, and things. Is it hard? Yes, it's hard. We have affection. We have a history. You know, we may really, really like these people, but what are they bringing to our lives? What is the net result? Are they really in our highest and best good? Source Creator can tell you. Your higher self can tell you. If you ask the question, I always say be prepared for the answer. And what are you going to do with the answer? What are you going to do for you? So people come to me exasperated. You know, I had my energy clearing done, and then I felt worse, or I had to deal with all this other stuff. All these things came up. I thought I already dealt with that, and I got to deal with that again. I don't want to deal with that again. Okay, but don't. Do or don't. It's up to you. Your path is full of opportunity to choose the highest and best timeline for yourself or not. To choose the people that serve you in your highest and best good or not. To engage your energy and interwove that energy throughout your life with people who are in your highest and best good or not. And so at the end of the day, you have to take accountability for your actions and your choices. It is no one else's responsibility to do that but your own. We can help you. We can help you confirm answers that are shocking. We can help you ask questions that you're not neutral for. We all help each other out in that way. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to realize what's in your highest and best good and what have you actually been choosing. Are they the same? Are they vastly different? Usually vastly different. And that is like the aha moment, right? And so if you find yourself in a karmic relationship is someone you're not going to be with. It's not going to last. It's literally only part of your soul contract to help your soul evolve. And they played a role. And that role was to teach you lessons. And once that's done, it needs to be disposed of, whatever that looks like. Is it a friendship? Is it a spouse? Is it a girlfriend, boyfriend? Is it your best friend? If that is a karmic relationship that was really only meant to trigger you so that you became a better soul, a more evolved soul, then it served the purpose that you asked it to, and it's done. Let it go. Karmic relationships don't survive incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, nor do they normally ascend with you. They usually fall out of your frequency, intended to do just that. There for a season and gone. Trying to hold on to karmic relationships because it's familiar, because it's what you know, because you don't want to hurt your children, those are not the right things. Those are not the right avenues to take to make a highest and best good decision. And I will ask you this. Those little people have souls too, usually. Those little people have soul contracts. We may not like it. I know I don't. I don't like it when little people get hurt. Unfortunately, all of us big people were once little people that had bad things happen. Part of the soul contract. The ones you might be trying to save and spare, you're intervening in their soul contract. There has to be a hierarchy of respect for more than just the events of this life. We are more than just the events of this one life. We are the culmination of all of our incarnations, whether it's this planet, other planets, doesn't matter. We are the culmination. We are the culmination of the positive polarity lives and the negative polarity lives. We don't always get to wear the golden crown. You have to be in the darkness to appreciate the light. When you find yourself there, you have free will choice to change things. It is really and truly that easy. Decide that you are worth it. Decide that the person you see in the mirror is lovable. If you don't love yourself, that is where we have to start. If you don't forgive yourself, that is where we have to start. The person that you should give the most compassion to, the most love, the most healing, the most care, concern, kindness is yourself, that inner child. Starting there, exerting your power to protect that inner child is where we begin the healing process. It is not fun, but it is long overdue. These energies are not going to get softer. They're not going to get easier. Every single day that goes by, they increase. Every single week and month that goes by, more and more is coming in. More specific chakras are being targeted. This is not going to get easier because time is increasing in its rotation, the frequency, because we are merging with the higher frequency of Mother Gaia. That is ascension. It is a rise in frequency. If you're continuing to be a part of the mud and the muck that has been your life up until this point, you're going to end up in the gray area. This is our training ground. This is where our free will choice is going to dictate whether we're going on that higher timeline that is in our highest and best good, or we're continuing to choose the low vibrational timeline, which is going to keep you in 3D, 4D Earth, not 4D, 5D Earth. This is where you get it right. You've had plenty of time to be in the mud and the muck. You've had plenty of time to be the person that everybody in your whole life you walked. None of us were incarnated on this planet of Source Creator to be a doormat. A lot of us find ourselves there though, because we believed what other people told us about ourselves, and we no longer did any work to find the truth. Now, I am 100% divinely led to speak the words that I speak, deliver the messages that I deliver. I have touched on this more times than I can count. It is a message that only gets heard when people are in a place to hear it. And that's okay. That's okay. But time is speeding up. If you think you have forever, you do not. We do not. There are big changes coming as our planet continues to ascend and raise in frequency. It will become impossible for higher frequency beings to communicate with low frequency beings without a lot of effort. It won't be like just mingling in and out 3D, 4D all the time. It won't be like that. I currently can tell you of about 5 or 6 occasions where I am within a few inches of another being speaking to them and they do not hear me. And it is because the frequency difference and spread is so vast. They don't have the capacity to hear me on the frequency that I share in my vocal velocity. It's not that our feet are in a different spot on the planet. Our feet are right next to each other. The matter is right next to each other. The frequency, which is the energy of our soul, the energy of our light body, is at a level that that other person cannot hear. That is increasing. That division is what we're feeling. That's the wobble. It's not going to get any better. It's going to continue to speed up. Stop delaying the inevitable. And I say with all empathy and compassion, some of the days of shadow work are like a punch in the gut. Some of the days of shadow work are like, oh, thank goodness I understand this now. It's not all like a punch in the gut, but it's also not a cakewalk, and it requires dedication. And the dedication is not to me. Dedication is not to anyone else but yourself and Source Creator. So if you're really feeling called to be a part of the life that you planned before you incarnated, and you really feel like, yes, this is still for me, and yes, this is what I want to do. But man, it's really uncomfortable. And I kind of don't feel as good as I did whenever, before I had all the muck cleaned out. Well, it's because you have work to do. It's not a checklist. It is a journey. It is a hard journey, but it is so worth it. The gold is there. It's for you to claim. It starts with loving yourself. It starts with forgiving yourself. There's no blame here. How do you blame people in your life that fulfill the role your soul asked them to fulfill? You don't. The answer is you don't. Stop blaming people. Stop projecting blame on people. Stop labeling people. Stop judging people. That's not what we're called to do. That makes us feel unworthy. It binds us in that state of low frequency, and the person that you're blaming or projecting or labeling. Free the soul to grow. Free the soul to evolve. Free the soul to transmute the lead to gold, to transmute the negative to the positive, to alchemize that energy, to go from low to high. And you're going to do it every single day. Every single day. And then you'll celebrate little victories. We're happy to celebrate them with you. And we will cry whenever we get knocked down. And we will help you pick each other up. That's what we do. That is unity consciousness. No one is doing this truly alone. We have a support system. We have a physical support system. We have a spiritual support system. It is always there. It's up to you what you do with it. Free will choice. Are you going to slay your demons that have made you feel miserable your whole life? Are you going to accept that that is your lot in life and you're just going to die miserable? You can. Free will choice. You can do that. It's not in your highest and best good. It's not what we're called to do. It's not what we incarnate on this planet to do. Now, granted, again, soul contracts being what they are, some souls incarnate on this planet and needed a negative polarity life. It's not for that beautiful 5D newearth ending that we look forward to is not for them this time. But there's time for them to evolve. There's time for that soul to get there. The key is they have to have a soul to honor their contract. Keep incarnating until they obtain all of the boxes checked. And then they also have the ability to ascend. The only people that don't are those without a soul. Pretty simple, huh? I mean, it is. It's as difficult or as simple as we make it. I know there's a lot of indoctrination that we all have to overcome. But to me, the truth has set me free. Understanding the truth. How did I know it was the truth? People say all the time, well, where are you getting your information from? Source creator. I get my information from the source creator. I have gut feelings. I ask questions. I get prompted. I get downloads. I see something. It triggers a question. I ask a lot of questions. And I get confirmations from source creator. And I then turn around and confirm it with other people. I don't make any of this up. I can't even fathom. It doesn't work that way. So I'm here to say, if any of this resonates with you, if you are struggling and you have been struggling, if you have taken some steps toward your ascension and it got to be too difficult and you stalled out, if you started to get pushed and bullied and swayed into not doing what was in your highest and best good because people around you, lost their doormat, recenter, get out in nature, get your feet on the ground, ask your spirit team to help guide you. If that guidance takes you to ask for help, energetic help, I'm more than happy to help you. It is not a series of meetings once a week or twice a week or monthly or all that stuff. We're talking about a very deep, very intense, very thorough clearing one time. Every now and again, someone needs a little extra tune-up, and that happens. No worries. But you can traverse this path that is literally out there waiting for you. It's lit up. The steps are lit up by the source light, and you can navigate it a lot easier without all the negative cords and attachments, entities, implants, distortion, chakra blockages. So come to Healing Disclosures on Telegram. You kind of have to come on Telegram. That's where I have all of the source material, all of the guidance, the people that are already cleared and able to help coach guide. That's where we're functioning. It's protected, it's secure, and we do videos, we do group calls, we have the chat. You can also private message. There's a lot of freedom in there. Just coming at, raise your hand. I don't even know why I'm here, but all this resonated, and I'm sick of feeling the way I feel. Can you help me? Again, just check it out. There's a lot that's happening in the world. There's a lot that we don't have control over, but there's a lot you do have control over. You don't have to feel like you're just an untethered balloon being bounced around, at a concert. There's a lot of things that we can control in our life. We've just been told that we couldn't. There's a lot of results of not executing some control in our life that we feel we're just stuck with. And you're not. You have options. So Source guided me to deliver this message today because so many people have this energetic upheaval, these things that they would rather not deal with, but they're all coming to the surface. Some karmic relationships are coming to an end. They were always meant to end. They were always meant to end. Karmic relationships don't last. They are for a season and a reason to teach you lessons, to help you evolve. They are not forever relationships. Most people in karmic relationships have soulmates out there looking for them. So don't lose hope. Understand that there are definitely options. We are here to help you. And I look forward to seeing you in Healing Disclosures on Telegram. You guys have a great day.